Hello, my marvellous sausages. We've got the Rites of the Nine here, and there's loads to find out about it. So in this video, I'm going to show you, we've got some hidden cutscenes that you might not know about, because I only just found them out today. So we'll see as we do that. I'm going to talk about the 2 hidden collectibles, and I'll show you exactly where they are within the Spire of the Watcher Dungeon 2. We'll have a little look at how to farm and where to get the best sources for the Nonary Manifolds. Those are the new currency that we've got in Rites of the Nine to go and buy some lovely weapons. And talking of weapons, we'll have a little look at the different difficulty settings for the dungeons as well, and what rewards these difficulty settings will give you. Oh yes, and at the end, stick around because there's some really bonkers stuff in this place that I'd just love to show you. So first things first, we've got the new Eternity area, lovely new icon there, and then we've got a bit of a rearrangement. We've got the Rite of the Nine, which is the destination we're going to pop to first of all, and then the 3 dungeons are going to appear here. There's Spire of the Watcher, and then we'll have Ghost of the Deep and Prophecy, and now these are going to be on rotation then, I believe, until July the 15th. So, let's pop into the Rite of the Nine and have a little look at the new area. If this is your first time in here, to get the ball rolling, you have to jump up here and you can trigger the little movie thing by having a little look at this, which is very, very nice. And another thing to have a little look at here, look, this is this week's dungeon. That's the Spire there from Spire of the Watcher. So whether or not we'll have any other kind of graphical hints as to what dungeon we've got this week, that's pretty cool. Now then, oh, we've got something else over the other side as well. There's 2 of them. Hang on, what's this? I haven't noticed that before. Let's have a look. What's this? Investigate. I don't know what the hell I just watched, and it was not voiced, and I'm completely baffled. What's going on? Let's go and have a look and see if there's a new one here. So, yeah, it looks like we're having these cutscenes pop up here at the back end. I've just finished my first run of Spire of the Watcher, so maybe it wasn't there beforehand. Look, yeah, it's different. Let us stoke the embers, grasp your light like shadows on cave walls. Someone's unheard, why limit yourselves? Looks like allow us to uplift. Very peculiar. That's why I'm getting these strange little movies playing here, which I didn't have before, of course. So there we go. Well, that's a brand new thing for me. Anyway, bloody hell, it's amazing. And now here we come to Orin, which is, she's our new vendor for the Spire of the Watcher, and it's pretty standard fare, really. So we can see we've got the bounties that you need to pick up, but you're going to get Nonary Manifolds for that as well. Now, that is the currency that's tied to Rites of the Nine. I'll talk about that in a second. So we've got all of our bounties there as well, and you're going to get those Nonary Manifolds as a reward, which is pretty good. And even the additional bounties there, you get them as 15 of them for rewards for doing that too. So that's worth bearing in mind. These rewards here, the Astrograph, this is acquired by earning the Rite of the Nine title. This requires the Rite of the Nine Triumph Who Watches, and that's an emblem, which is called Seer. And then we've got Calibrator, we've got requires Rite of the Nine Triumph foiled again. So this is the title. This is called Eternal, and what have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 10 triumphs that we can complete here. And we've made progress on some of these already. Complete all of the Into the Dungeon quests. Well, at the moment, we've only got 1 Into the Dungeon Spire of the Watcher completed, so we're going to have to get that completed when we complete the other 2 dungeons. Then we've got this one, Seeker of the Nine. Find all 6 hidden collectibles in Spire of the Watcher, Ghost of the Deep, and Prophecy. There's 2 in each one. Now, I found the 2 for this week in the Spire of the Watcher. I shall show you exactly where both of those are. Now, the first collectible, you can just see it's over there. We saw it on the way up here. It's just after you've done the massive jumpy bit and pooed your pants at the big heights. So let me show you exactly where, though. I'm going to jump over to this platform here. And then this one over here. There we go, lovely. Kill any gittage, of course. Plenty of gittage to kill. Yeah, now we're just jumping across this Chaz and Davum. And then, it's not there. I believe it's from the back here. Where is it? Where are you? Is it up there? There we go. There it is. Look, it's a hexagon thing, engram thing. Go on, pick it up. You know you want to. I'm going to try and get a still of it, actually. And the second collectible is just before the boss room. So we're going to jump down. There's the boss room down there. But you can just see that baby over there, look. So just jump on over and grab it there. There we go. There's your other collectible. Sexy. But I'm going to be doing a full guide of this tomorrow because there's 2 hidden chests in there as well, which will give you some more of the new weapons. So it'll all be within that guide there. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Then we got the Who Watches one. So earn gold scores for each encounter in the Spire of the Watcher dungeon. That's more tricky. So there's less deaths in that. I don't know if gold equates 0 deaths. I don't know. So the Spire Ascent, the Akelos, and the Percy one as well there. And then we've got Peak of the Spire. Earn gold scores for each encounter in the Spire of the Watcher. So that's just... Wow. Hang on. Earn gold scores for each encounter in Spire of the Watcher dungeon. That's ultimatum mode. Okay. And then we've got Secret Triumphs here. Now, obviously, these are going to be pertaining to the 3 other dungeons. But there's going to be 2 other dungeons, rather. But there's going to be some extra triumphs folded in there as well. And the final one is this. This is foiled again. Now, this is for collecting all of the Elegant Arsenal quests. Now, the Elegant Arsenal quests are the special weapon rewards. They're the quests that you pick up from Wasser Chops on I don't know why I'm calling her Orin all the time. Is that her name? I can't remember. Well, anyway, you pick up the quests there where you can win the shiny weapons from her, or win them when you fulfill the bounties themselves. So this week we had the quest for the long arm scout rifle. So there's my shiny there, and then I also had the wilder fight there as well. So I got 2 shinies there. Why is that one not glowing and that one is? What's the difference between that and that? Oh, shed loads of lovely perks. Now I didn't seem to have it on the long arm there. So is there a bit of RNG in getting that? That's a bit of a git, really. But never mind, eh? Something else I've just noticed as well. Hang on, that's got 0 power. How's that possible? It's got no power whatsoever. I am totally baffled. There's got to be some kind of buggage going on here. Let me know in the comments, folks, if you had something similar happen. I'm going to keep hold of that one just in case. How bizarre. Don't know what's going on. And I've just tried to come in here with my Titan. Look, because I ran that dungeon. I run the Spire of the Watcher with my Warlock. And coming in with my Titan, they don't have their own actual foil bounties to do. So there's 1 set of 2 for every account, not every character each week. Bear that in mind, so make sure you do it on your favourite. Well, I've just run for the first time Spire of the Watcher. I did it solo. Let's have a little look at what I'm going to get for the bounties here. So there we are. There's one thing there. Nonary Manifold. 35. 35 there. 35 there. You can keep track of your Nonary Manifold currency here in your inventory. There it is. Now, the Curios of the 9 as well. Do you remember those? They're for doing some of the seasonal challenges here. The Curios of the 9, they can be swapped for the Nonary Manifolds. It's something like 30-ish Nonary Manifolds, or 60. I can't remember. It's something in that region anyway, for each Curio of the 9. So if you haven't yet earned all of these from the seasonal challenges, that's something to keep in the back of your mind there when you're running through your daily tasks. Now, where to spend these Nonary Manifolds? Well, you spend them here in the chests. Now, you've got a chance for various things to drop. However, I do want to point something out. When you read the bump that goes with it, it says, though you can spend them as soon as you gain them, there may be greater rewards in store for those who are patient, or perhaps this promise of plenty is merely an illusion, who can say. Right, so they're obviously hinting there that holding or hoarding them on until the Rites of the 9 is a bit further down the track might be more beneficial. I don't know, because at the moment, if I just redeem one here just for the sake of it, what have I got there? Alright, I've got a wilder flight there. It's a bog standard one. Let's have a little look. I think it's that one there. Have I had anything exciting on it? No, nothing particularly, really. And I'm now down to, let's have a look at my manifolds, 1,614. Let's try another one and see what we dropped down to. So that was 1,614. I got an Adept that time, a Terminus Horizon. But before we have a look, and before I forget, 1,614. Right, so it's about 250 odd. 250 Nonary Manifolds each time you pull it out. So that's quite nifty. Now, aside from this chest, we've got this one here. This is called a Gift of the 9. Now, if you want to check your power level, first of all, because this is where this is going to come in very, very useful for you. You can see there, look, I'm 2014 gear. That's what my gear will be dropping in, or maybe slightly above it there. But 2020 is the pinnacle, okay? So I need to get up to there. Well, even if you're not terribly excited by the offerings in here, you may have everything in here, it's well worth noting that the gear is 2020, look. So we've got 2020 weapons, 3 of those, and more to the point, we've got 2020 armor there as well, the Coder armor. This is from the Prophecy dungeon. So this is amazing for bringing you up to the 2020 level, because let's face it, we've got another 2 months playing this. So if you up at the 2020 level, that's an excellent way to help you out as you do some of the more difficult activities. And it's well worth noting here as well, we've got exotics, we've got the Izanagi's Burden, which is a fantastic sniper rifle, and we've got the Aeon Soul as well, gauntlets. What's great about these is that you can swap out the various mods in them. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I haven't used them once. Maybe once in a little while, but yeah, because they've had this rejig. So, it might be worth having a little bit of a look at that. But for me, the best thing about it, of course, well, there's the Izanagi's Burden, but of course it's the power levels. So that's great. So now we've got different weapon rewards, okay? You've got your bog standard ones, first of all. Like I've got my Wilder Flight here. These just come with the normal perkage and all that kind of thing. Then you've also got the Adepts here as well. Now, I think this might be actually, I don't know, yes, is that a shiny one? I believe it is because of the background on it, so that's quite nice. That's a shiny version of the long arm there, which has got a lovely little effect on it, which is nice. And then you've also got the Adepts there, which is, for example, my Terminus Horizon. I've got an Adept there, which is good. And then you've also got shiny Adepts, which I haven't had yet, but I can't show you. So they're probably the most desired weapons in this particular activity. Now, how do you get these weapons? Well, of course, you can pull them from the chest. There's RNG involved. There is a chance to get shiny Adepts. I was watching Houndish's video the other day, and he got a shiny Adept from the chest. Lucky, lucky. So you could just keep on doing that if you wanted to. But the best way of grabbing these is when you're doing the actual dungeons. So here we are on the Spire of the Watcher, and have a quick look at the different activity levels. You've got the Explorer level. Now, rewards wise for these, you're going to get 60 manifolds at the end, but you do pick up manifolds as you're going, so they can drop you here and there to give you a little bit of a running tally as you're going. You can get the standard weapons with a single perk as a reward, and there's no chance for getting an exotic here, okay, on the Explorer modes. The reason being is, of course, there's fixed power, there's no darkness zones, the enemies are weaker, grants bonus to damage when on a less than full fire team. So you're playing this solo, you do have a lot of advantages. It's still not easy, particularly if you're solo and you're like an average player like myself. I've just run through it. It took me about 45 minutes on my first go. I'll be doing the guide on this tomorrow, and I'm going to do it for each one of them solo as well. But it's a really enjoyable experience. It was great beating these guys on their own, you know, on your own rather. So I like it. Next, then, we've got the Eternity mode. So we've got various modifiers on that, okay? But the weapons rewarded now in this Eternity depend on how many times you die during the run of the dungeon. And then how many times you die determines your level as you come out of it. So the top level you can get is gold. So you'll get weapons with double perks in both columns, and you'll get 80 extra manifolds at the end. If you get silver, I don't know how many deaths this equates to, but if you get a silver award, you get double perks in one column, and then you get 70 manifolds. And then if you get a bronze, you'll get 60 manifolds, and it'll be a standard weapon as well. Now, we've also got the final level here, which is the ultimate level, and this will give you a chance at an adept and also shiny adepts as well, and you'll also get the manifolds for that too. So the best for farming shiny adepts is going to be the ultimatum level of the dungeons. Now, don't forget, if you're after some particular weapons that you want, you can tune to get those weapons to drop. So this is mainly throughout, I assume it's going to be throughout the actual dungeon itself and from the chest over there. Now, you've only got certain weapons that you can drop from certain dungeons. So this week we've got Spire of the Watcher. So the only weapons we can get is the Wilder Flight, the Long Arm, not that one. None of these are in order. It's really weird. The Terminus Horizon and the Liminal Vigil. So if you want one of those four, make sure you attune to it so you can have a go at getting the one you want. And then, of course, depending on whichever dungeon pops up next, you can attune to that particular one as well. Now, once you complete a dungeon and you come back here, it's really cool. Just in case you didn't know, there's an elevator here, Spire of the Watcher, which will shoot you up over here, look. And then you can go and grab some stuff. Now, what's bizarre here, right, is that I've done it with my Warlock. And now the chest is here for my Titan, which is strange. So let's go over and have a look and see if I get anything. Dungeon completion rewards. Boom. Anyway, I thought I was going to be excited then. Now, we do also have this little glowy thing over here, which doesn't seem to do anything either. That's intriguing. So maybe we get boosted up somewhere else. And we've also got another place to, well, it looks like another teleporter pad and another little pusscat here as well. I saw another one. There's another little pusscat just down here somewhere. Where is the little gate? There he is. Tiny little pusscat right down there, look. So anyway, I don't know if that's going to come into it at all. Now, we do know as well that there's lots of hidden secrets coming up And I don't know whether or not, do you think this looks like another area? Because it's totally different to everything else. Everything else is just barren. Do you know what I mean? Because we've got like the area where we've come from, which is that little bit there. Blank, 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 blank. But there, we've got this teleport here, or what looks like to be a teleport. And then we've got that big purple area there as well. Are we going to be heading down over to there within the coming weeks? So it looks like what we're just doing today is the tip of the iceberg, and more is going to unlock. I quite like that. I've also just been thinking about all these cutscenes that we just had as well. We got 9 spikes. Right to the 9. We've got 9 of these little slots here as well. Now, the actual... And one other thing that's totally bonkers. That tiny little sun there, once it starts going behind this huge artistic construction, you start getting absolutely bonkers shadows on the floor. Look at this. That's really cool. That's just on this plinth. If you wait until it comes into the center here. Look, it's just about getting into the center, and now look at it down here. Look at that. It's absolutely nuts. I tell you what, mind, they know their onions when it comes to making cool places to go to, don't they? Look how great that... my ankles! Look how great this is. I mean, it's not even behind it yet, really, and it's totally nuts down here. Look at it. I loves it. I'd recommend you hanging about, just have a fart around in here. It's great. Look at it all. It's nuts. So there we go, folks. What do you think of the Rite of the Nine so far? I think it's pretty goddamn good. I'm going to be enjoying it. I'm going to be running the dungeons on stream tonight. And I'll also do solo guides for each of them. I'm not looking forward to doing Ghosts of the Deep. Anyway, folks, that's totally wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. And I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage Hurt.